Thomas, it's like you didn't study at all. Man,
Miss Jennifer?
you just... No, man. What happened?
You got to put an F on it?
Sure am. You've just failed my English test.
Oh,
Thomas,
how can I improve?
I'm gonna need you to work harder. I'm gonna need you to get stronger.
Get stronger. Okay. Miss Jennifer? It's been a week. Grade this.
I'm expecting better things. Thomas.
What?
Thomas, did you study at all?
No, I work harder. I got strong. I went to the gym and I did a Rocky style training montage.
Thomas, not everything in life is solved by an 80s training montage.
Ooh, shit.
Okay, I wasted all that good training for nothing, but I guess I'll make the best out of it by coming back with another bestsellers list this week. And I'm counting down my best sports movies. Now, here's a little caveat for best sports movies in this particular countdown. I'm excluding Rocky. Give me a second. If you're just a person with half a common sense, you already know Rocky 4, the Rocky series are the best movies ever. So we're not going to include them in this countdown so we can be fair to all these other candidates. So we're about to break down my top 10 list of best sports movies, excluding Rocky. So let's jump into the countdown at the Center Planet out here in Atoka, Tennessee.
Giselle.
Okay, number 10 this week to start off our countdown is Necessary Roughness. A lot of people, I bet, have not heard of this movie. It stars Scott Bakula, Sinbad, a whole bunch of cast of characters. It's about an undermanned football team at Texas State University. They got some NCAA violations, and they have a dean who wants to get rid of the football program altogether. So he's trying to sabotage the season. And these cast of characters with a quarterback old enough to run for president and a bunch of other rejects come together. They even have a girl on the team, Kathy Ireland's the kicker. And they lose every game, but they have their underdog moment when they take on the number one team in the nation and their state rivals, Texas. And they beat them. And just watch that game, and then there's this hilarious scene where the karate fighting middle linebacker, just watch the scene, trust me, it's hilarious. This movie is just so funny, and that's why it has to make my countdown, and I urge you to please go out and check out Necessary Roughness.
Giselle.
Okay, coming in at number 9 this week is Cool Runnings. This is a movie based on the Jamaican bobsled team. Now, Jamaica, bobsledding, those two things shouldn't go together. This sport is performed in cold, icy conditions, and Jamaica is a tropical country. But this guy who missed out on his opportunity to go to the 1988 Summer Olympics, he got cheated in a track meet. He's like, I gotta make it to the Olympics. So they also have the Olympics in Calgary for the Winter Olympics. He came up with this idea, went and found the coach that was great at bobsledding, who just happened to be living in Jamaica, and a journey of underdogs, of 4 men making it to the Olympics begins. They fought oppression and they fought against stereotypes, but in the midst of this drama, there's a lot of great comedy and funny moments in it. So I urge you to check out Cool Runnings, and that's why it's number 9 on my list for best sports movies of all time.
Giselle.
Yeah, we're at number 8 this week. Okay, let me quit, because I'll be tired. Number 8 this week is Pumping Iron. It's the classic documentary film with the all-time legend bodybuilder Arnold Schwarzenegger and the top bodybuilders of the 1970s. They basically talk about the world of bodybuilding. So if you're a meathead like me who likes going to the gym and lifting weights and pumping iron, it's a good watch for you. But if you just want to peek into the world of bodybuilding, check out Pumping Iron. And I have to admit, it's for a mature audience. You got to have a mature mindset. But it's a great documentary piece, and the great Arnold Schwarzenegger does a great job of explaining what it means to be a bodybuilder from the 1970s. Some of the rules still apply to today. So that's my number 8, Pumping Iron.
Just saying.
Now we're at number 7 this week. And if you haven't picked up the type of sports movies I like by now, comedy, so Caddyshack is coming in at number 7. Now we got the underdog story again about a young man who's a caddy at a private country club. You got these elite snobs, and then you got this new crew that's coming in, led by people like Chevy Chase and Rodney Dangerfield, and they just combating these old, rich, stuck-up people. Now, if you're gonna watch this movie, there's a couple scenes that are gonna stand out to you. Bill Murray's interaction with the gopher throughout the movie is hilarious, but my favorite scene is the candy bar in the pool. When the kid looks at it and goes, "Ooh, Dookie!" And they have to clean out the pool and disinfect it. Then Bill Murray's character picks up the brown bar-like substance, sniffs it, and takes a bite, and then the old lady faints. So Caddyshack has plenty of those moments. I love Chevy Chase on the putting green and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Just some of the classic moments. So make sure you check out Caddyshack. That's why it ranks number 7 on my countdown.
Just saying.
Okay, and number 6 this week, the movie Major League. Now, when I was a kid, I actually thought it was a real life, like Major League Baseball thing, because what they did, they got good licensing deal with Major League Baseball. They had the uniforms, they had a real stadium. Although it wasn't in Cleveland, the movie was filmed in Milwaukee at County Stadium. But Tom Berenger, Charlie Sheen, and Wesley Snipes, all of them did an excellent job. And I thought, the only reason I knew it was a movie because they were in it. But they did an excellent job with the filming of it, the scenes. And once again, the underdog story. The Cleveland Indians, perpetual losers, and now the owner wants to take them to Miami. But if they win, get the ticket sales up in the city of Cleveland, they can stay. And they rally, and the community rally around them. And then you had a great dramatic ending. So I urge you to check out Major League. Now, we reached the midway point of my countdown. And now I'm going to go talk to someone in the athletic realm to see when they're not playing ball, what do they like to watch for a sports movie and get some of their insight. They might have a few different picks from mine. So let's go check out the midway point. Hi, it's Thomas Sellers, and I'm back with the midway point of this week's countdown on my favorite sports movie. I am blessed to have Dr. Courtney Fee, principal of Mumford High School, here with me. And I'm a lady who's played college sports.
Yes.
And when her team, Mumford Cougars, are playing anywhere, you will see her there. So we know you love sports. Do you love sports movies?
I do love sports movies.
Okay, so what are some of your favorite sports movies of all time?
I have one that's my all-time favorite, and that is, well, wait a minute, I have 2.
Okay.
I have Remember the Titans, and that is my all-time favorite movie.
Great movie.
And then, of course, The Blind Side.
Oh, okay.
So both of those movies are 2 of my all-time favorites.
So you like football movies?
I don't think it's that they're necessarily football movies, but I think that the purpose of sports and other organizations that bring people together, their purpose is so much bigger than just even the game that's played. The game is about so much more. And I think that both Remember the Titans and The Blind Side tell those stories of what sports mean to young people on a much bigger scale.
Yes, ma'am. Well, then you'll be a little disappointed in my picks. I have a lot of comedies on mine, like Necessary Roughness, Caddyshack.
Oh, okay.
I like to laugh when I see sports.
Yeah.
But I guess with you being an educator, you see the value of sports and what it can do for a young man or a young lady.
Yeah.
How many years have you been in education?
I have been in education over 25 years in higher ed and secondary ed.
So you've seen a lot of the latest signing day with Jason Williams. He's heading out to Rhodes.
Yes, I'm so proud.
Yes, and so what are some of the ones that stand out to you? You've seen D1 signings.
Yes.
You've seen kids that got ready to go off to do great things.
Right.
What does that day mean when a kid achieves their signing?
I think what it means to us is that somehow, and I do look through the eyes of Munford High and what our role was with the child, and in Jason's case, what Coach Ross's role was with him, and did we serve our purpose? When you look at a young man like Jason, you know that we have helped his parents and his own doing we've all worked together to help him move on to a next phase in life. One of the beautiful things about Jason's choice and his ability to now go to Rhodes is we like to think that college really is something that changes sometimes the trajectory of a child's life, or college simply helps that student get a little bit closer to achieving what we know they have the potential to achieve. And in Jason's case, we've always known that we had this charismatic, smart young man who was capable of just about anything he wanted to put his mind to. And with his signing with Rhodes, with sports being that catalyst of creating that connection between Jason's experience here at Mumford High and him going on to Rhodes, sports really has made that possible. So sports in a child's life is so critical.
Yes, ma'am.
So,
Yes, ma'am.
yeah, it means a lot to us those days when we sign our students.
Yes, ma'am. Well, I guess my last question for you, to bring it back full circle, that job, the scenery is Mumford High School. You're like the director. So you hired the cast of characters that will influence each other. You hired the Coach Rosses, the Coach Buford's now, this will take over. But you make cameo appearances. You guest star because they see you at the games. If it's at Millington, if it's at Craigmont, you know, Dr. P is going to be there.
Right. You know, this is so much more than a job here at Munford High School, and we like to put together a cast of characters who work together for young people, and it's more than just their job. It's truly something that the good Lord has called them to do. When the task of educating young people and serving as a model for young people, that task is huge. And we make those cameos because that student knows that, you know what, I might make mistakes, I might fuss at you one day, I might yell at you one day, but you know what? We care about you. And just like families, we all come together and kind of forgive each other for our imperfections because we're all committed to this greater good of our Munford High Cougar family. And that's why you make those cameos, is because we truly are a family here. And these cast of characters, you hire them because you know that they're the people that you want in front of the young people to help them, like Jason, get to the next step in their life so that they can have a good life.
We appreciate all that you do for your community and school, from the band to the athletics to the academics. Mumford High School has an outstanding reputation under your leadership, and you make my job a lot easier. So I can write that script and everybody watches. So thank you, Dr. P, for taking a moment.
Oh, thank you, and thank you for all the coverage that Billington Star gives Munford High School. And don't forget now, you might need to add Remember the Titans. It's a very powerful sports movie, and sports purpose is so huge.
That's very true.
Okay, thank you.
Just saying.
Okay, we're back with the countdown. We're going to knock out the rest of the top 5. Appreciate the interview once again as we jump back into the countdown. And at number 5 this week, Creed. Now, before you say anything, I thought you said no Rocky movies. This is Creed. It's his own franchise. I heard that the good news that they have a Creed 3 coming out, and I think I might have my seat reserved in the theater at home. However, I'm going to watch Creed 3 because Creed 1 was so awesome. Michael B. Jordan takes on this role as Apollo Creed's forbidden son, and he comes into this movie trying to find his own identity as Adonis Johnson, but he wants to earn the Creed name. But in order to do that, he had to go back to his dad's past, and yes, he had to go to Rocky. And Rocky trains him, helps him find his boxing, the better inner self as a man. And on that journey that they go along together, Rocky battles cancer, all these things, and it's just a beautiful story of two men bonding, finding a father-son-like relationship. I'm about to cry just thinking about it, but Creed is awesome, and if you haven't seen it in the past 5 years, I recommend that you go see it as soon as possible. And that's number 5, Creed.
Just saying.
Okay, man, I'm getting old. When I was a kid, I used to be able to do that crane kick. So at number 4, Karate Kid, the 1984 classic. Not that remake that they made a few years ago with Jackie Chan. Now, I will admit, it was beautifully shot. The cinematography was amazing. They went over to China. It was amazing. But it was lame compared to the original. Ralph Macchio, Pat Morita, Daniel San. All of them coming together was just amazing. Once again, the underdog story, catching the theme here. This kid moves from New Jersey all the way to LA. He meets Cobra Kai, Johnny Lawrence and a crew, Sensei. Man, great cast of bad guys. Sweep the leg, put him in a body bag. Man, all of those great classic lines. But the kid overcomes it with that magical crane kick. He gets the girl in the end, and he once again, a father-son bond he developed with his sensei. It's just Karate Kid is just an amazing story and a timeless story, and that's why it ranks number 4 on my countdown.
Giselle.
Okay, coming in number 3 this week, it used to be our playground, a league of their own. I found this movie one Saturday morning when I was a kid on HBO, and I'm just watching it because it had an old-timey look and all that kind of stuff. And it was talking about women playing baseball. And so I went back and researched and found out that it was true, and this movie was real. And you fall in love with the cast of characters. Dottie Henson, played by Gina Davis, Kit, her sister, and then Rosie O'Donnell and Madonna did a great job in their roles. And Tom Hanks stole the show with There's No Crying in Baseball, and as Jimmy Dugan and his antics in the dugout. But it got serious, and they became a real competitor, and going against each other, Racine and all that kind of stuff. Just to see the battle at the end, and then that epic ending where the little sister Kit finally gets her revenge on big sister, finally beat her at something. But Dottie goes on to live her life back like one would in the 1940s and 50s and have a happy life. And you catch up with them at the Baseball Hall of Fame in Cooperstown, and it's just a beautiful story. Penny Marshall did an excellent job of bringing this movie to life and telling this story, which a lot of kids today, younger than me and myself, my generation, learn about something that was very important in American history. That's why this movie ranks so high on my countdown at number 3.
Giselle.
Okay, number 2 this week is the legendary epic classic, Happy Gilmore. Now, stop before you criticize me. It is a sports movie. It's based on golf. A hockey player reformed his game to play golf and win. Now, is it hilarious? Yes. I always tell people I had to watch this movie 4 times before I saw it all the way through because I was laughing so hard at a scene, and then the rest of the movie was just gone. So thank God I had it on VHS. I could rewind it and just watch. It took me 4 days to watch the movie before I saw it all the way through. It is just hilarious. Adam Sandler does a masterful job. This is when he was at his peak at comedy greatness and his team around him. Once again, Carl Weathers as Chubbs, just the cast of characters. But I love me some Happy Gilmore, the classic one-liners, the Bob Barker fight. Happy Gilmore deserves to be number 2 on this countdown.
Giselle.
And coming in at number 1 this week, Creed 2. Okay, now I know you're shouting. I thought you said no Rocky. Okay, it's about Creed, but the reason why this is number 1, if you go back to my original number 1 list of all time the best sports movies, Rocky 4. This picks up off Rocky 4, where Apollo died at the hands of Ivan Drago, the Russian. Ivan Drago had a son. As he was persecuted for losing to Rocky and just pushed away by his country, he trained his son with that anger and hatred. And we know about Adonis' story through Creed 1, what he had to overcome, but he wants to avenge his father's death. Their 2 worlds collide, the 2 sons. Rocky's there, but he's not there. Ivan Drago's there every step of the way with his son, with Niche, trying to just destroy Creed again so he can regain what was once his through his son. But Creed takes a devastating loss, but he had to come back and overcome and avenge not only his father's death, but find himself as a man and basically take the torch from Rocky and get ready to take this Creed series into a whole nother stratosphere. That's why it ranks number 1 as my best sports movie without a Rocky title of all time. So we're about to leave Atoka, and hopefully one day soon we can catch Creed 3 in a movie theater nearby and other movies as we try to get to phase 3 and try to reopen these things. But as you can see, we ain't at that point yet, but let's hope we get there where we can go out to the movies. And we're gonna wrap up the series next week as we count down my most patriotic movies of all time, getting ready for the 4th of July. Y'all stay blessed and be safe out there.